there's a balance to be struck with commanding good and forbidding evil. A lot of people, I think, are under a false impression about what it means. Al-amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. A lot of people imagine, correcting absolutely everything that they see going on from other people. And my observation is that it has led a lot of people to focus on what other people are doing at the expense of focusing on themselves. And that's just my observation. I see a lot of people that are way more concerned with other people towing the line on this or towing the line on that, as opposed to themselves. And there's a balance, right? There's a balance. We're all in the same boat, and if someone is committing major sins, like, so let's say, you're in a community and somebody has a store, a convenience store, and that person sells alcohol, or that person sells drugs, or that person sells lottery tickets. Like, these are, bad things. Now you should try to exercise as much wisdom as possible when it comes to trying to successfully lead that person out of that behavior. That's better language to think about it, correcting, right? Because you think of correcting, it's like, well, I just get to go in there and blast the truth and let the chips fall where they may. If they disagree with me, then that's their problem. I deliver the haqq, right? That's their issue now. That, to me, that lacks a little bit of sincerity, because every single Muslim wants. The Prophet ﷺ said that none of you believe until you want for your brother what you want for yourself. So put yourself in that situation. If you're committing that sin, you need somebody, or you would want somebody, to lead you out of that sin in a beautiful way. In a way that was easy for you to accept. In a way that was easy on the nafs and not really hard on your pride. Right? So instead of being very combative, or instead of being kind of, a lot of times these things happen in public, right? Or they happen from somebody you have no relationship with, right? You're definitely going to increase the likelihood that this person is going to be led out of the sin that they're doing if you are, attentive to those things. You want to approach somebody through someone who they respect, someone that they have a relationship with. You want to approach somebody in a private way, in a way that enables them to save face. And the Prophet ﷺ did this with Abu Sufyan, and it blows me away, right? When it comes to Abu Sufyan, we all know his story. And when he brought Abu Sufyan out before Fath Mecca, and he marches the army right underneath of him, and Abu Sufyan's all about to accept Islam, but he still has that pride. And the Prophet ﷺ threw him a bone. He said, it's like, look, if you go back to Mecca, you become a Muslim, and your house will be safe. And anybody who comes to you will be safe. The Prophet ﷺ didn't call him out and say, well, you're being arrogant, you're being this, and why don't you change, like, it was kind of, that's hard for me even to reckon with, the fact that he didn't call out that spiritual disease that Abu Sufyan was struggling with. He actually worked with it. And he's like, okay, he's prideful, he's a prideful person. He worked with the pride instead of trying to call out and shame him, for the pride that he was having. So that's all about, quote unquote, correcting others, or maybe the better language would be to gently lead people out of sinful behavior in a beautiful way. But in reality, and again, this is my observation, a lot of people, this ends up being just a big trap for them. Like, they end up focusing way more on other people than they do on themselves. And you have to realize that the shaitan is real, and that the shaitan doesn't care which extreme you fall into. If he can drag you down to the right, he's going to drag you down to the right. If he can drag you down to the left, he's going to drag you down to the left. And if he can keep you busy with other people's stuff at the expense of your own stuff, then he's going to do it. Right? And so Sheikh Abdullah used to tell us all the time, this is the attitude we're talking about. You're somewhat practicing, you're sitting around with your bros in the masjid, and you start talking about other people. And you start talking about the bad stuff that they do, and so drinks, and so sells this, and so sells that. You're gossiping, first of all. And then, what do you say? May Allah guide them. May Allah guide them. Oh, look at you, how righteous you are. You made dua for them to be guided. Sheikh Abdullah used to tell us, may Allah guide you. Don't worry about them. You worry about yourself.